A good day to all of you. Today, we will be working on the 70th creation in our lesson series. First, click on the plus mark at the top of the screen and open a new tab. Next, type thunkable.com in the address bar and click the enter button. Now you have entered the Thunkable website. Now again, click on the plus mark at the top corner of the screen, open another tab and visit the dpcode.lk website. Click on lesson number 308. Click the Start Project button here. Now you have entered the project. So how are you little friends? Today we are going to create a very useful app that can show the date and time and also has an alarm. You little ones will love this design just like the designs we learned before. First, let's design the app as required. I will select screen 1. Click the rename button in the properties section and rename the screen as Screen Watch. Give the code for the background color as 50E3C2. Also, give space between for the vertical alignment of the screen. Next, you need to add 3 rows to this screen. This way, I will drag a row from Layout in Add Components into the screen. Let's drag another row into the screen like this. You can see that the second row got added to the first row. Let's remove the row from here and take it into the screen. This way, I will drag another row into the screen. This row got added to a previously added row. Let's remove this new row from here and add it to the screen. Now I will add a label to the row at the top of the screen. Here, let's drag a label from User Interface in Add Components. Let's rename this label as Label Date and remove the text. Let's give the font weight as bold. Next, I will select this row and give the height as fit content. Okay, now let's go to the next row. We will add a label to this row as well. Here, let's drag a label from User Interface in Add Components. Let's rename this label as Label Time and remove the text. Let's give the font weight as bold. Next, I will select this row again and give the height as fit contents. Now let's add 3 text inputs into this last row. Let's drag a text input from User Interface in Add Components into this row. Let's drag another text input this way. Let's add a text input once again. Okay, now we have added 3 text inputs. Let's select the first text input and rename it as Text Input Hours. Give the hint as hours. Let's select the first text input and rename it as Text Input Hours. Give the hint as hours. Select relative size for the width of the text input and give the value as 3%. Let's select the next text input in the same way. Click the rename button here and rename it as Text Input Minutes. Give the hint as minutes. Select relative size for the width of the text input and give the value as 3%. Now select this row and give the height as fit contents. Select the third text input again and rename it as Text Input Seconds. Give the hint as seconds. Select relative size for the width of the text input and give the value as 3%. Okay, next you need to add a button between row 2 and row 1 and another button below row 1. For that, I will drag a button from User Interface in Add Components into the screen like this. Let's add another button. You can see that these 2 buttons have got added at the top of the screen. Let's remove these 2 buttons from here and add them to the places we want. First, from the box showing components, let's minimize the 3 rows. Now I will drag one button between row 2 and row 3 like this. Let's remove the next button from here and drag it below row 1. Okay, now I will select the button I added between row 2 and row 1 and rename it as Button Set Alarm. Give the text as Set Alarm. Give the code for the background color as 7ED321. Select the next button again and rename it as Button Stop Alarm. Give the text as Stop Alarm. Give the code for the background color as D0021B. Finally, let's add a timer and a sound component for this. Here, let's drag a timer component under Sensors in Add Components. Select Timer 1 and set the interval as 1 second and set loops and enable as true. Also here, let's drag a sound component from Voice. Select sound.wave file as sound. Okay, now we have finished designing the app completely. Since we haven't created the code yet, there is no output from this app. If you got to this point, you little ones are very talented. WhatsApp your design to me on the phone number note 7681252244. Tell your friends about the design as well. Check out this app to send to me as well as to your friends. And one more thing, join our DP Coding School Telegram group. Try to be the DP Code Champ Best of the Week once every week. Stay connected with us for that. Also, another thing, join our DP Coding Club, and now you can start a DP Coding Club in your school as well. We are ready to give you all the guidance for that. If you are interested in starting a DP Coding Club in any school that has computer labs, please send a request through the principal of your school to the email address info@dpcc.lk. Okay, let's meet with another interesting lesson through DP Coding School. Have a good day.